The true North, strong and free. One group is committed to keeping it that way. The Canadian Rangers are a subcomponent of the Canadian Forces Reserve that provide a military presence in Canada's sparsely settled northern area. Made up of Aboriginals and non-Aboriginals alike, the primary role of this voluntary force is to conduct surveillance or sovereignty patrols. And a key requirement of those SOVPATs is the Ranger rifle.
Very reliable, it's powerful, it's accurate, and most of all, it's just so tough, you can't hurt it. It would certainly take down a polar bear, or they could use it to hunt for food, and certainly it has proved its merits as a battle rifle a zillion times over. World War I and World War II were won with these rifles. So, they're great guns.
The popular Lee Enfields were all but indestructible, but nothing lasts forever.
We've run out of parts. And as great as they are, there are no parts, and there hasn't been one of these rifles made since the early 50s. Unless we retool for a 100-year-old design, then we're going to have to replace them. There's just no way around it. And that's a tall order because it's been a very good firearm.
On his 2013 Northern tour, Prime Minister Harper announced that the 303 Lee Enfields would be replaced. But Arctic climate and protection against large game predators means the promised Ranger rifle will likely be purpose-built.
We're expecting that it will have a 10-round magazine. It will be a bolt action because bolt actions work in very bad weather conditions. It will also be chambered for the 7.62 NATO round, which is very similar to the old 303 British round in terms of its power. In other words, it can take down a polar bear. It can kill a caribou. It can be used to gather food. It can be used to protect the country, and it can be used to protect the Inuit. This one here is a Tika. It's going to be similar to this. It'll have a large bolt knob so you can work it well with gloves on. Likely the trigger guard will be a little bit enlarged too, so your trigger finger can go through with gloves on. 10-round magazine. It'll have a Picatinny rail. That's this device here, which allows optical devices to be easily affixed to it, but it will also have open sights and likely will be a carbine length barrel. We're also anticipating that the firearm will likely have a laminated wood stock as opposed to a plastic stock like this has because of the exposure to extreme cold weather conditions. While modern plastics are pretty good in the cold, they're not nearly as good as wood.
Right now, it's not known who will carry out the contract as plans are within the bidding phase. So for now, Canadian Rangers wait with bated breath for their new bolt-action rifles. Faith Goldy in Orono, Ontario.